The authoritarian alliance of Russia, Iran, China and North Korea is becoming more united and more dangerous, NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg said in an interview with BBC One. For example, China supplies key products for the defense industry of Russia, and in return Moscow turns into a satellite of Beijing. Russia provides technology to Iran and North Korea and receives ammunition and military equipment from them.
So what we see is that authoritarian powers, China, Russia, North Korea, Iran, they are more and more aligned. They support each other more and more, also in very practical ways. And that makes it even more important in like-minded countries, NATO allies, but also our partners in the Asia-Pacific, for instance, Japan, South Korea, New Zealand, Australia, which we actually met with at NATO this week at the foreign ministerial meeting, that we also work more closely together. And that's exactly what we do to stand up against this stronger alliance of authoritarian powers.
The allies are to make a decision on a long-term agreement on financing Ukraine by allies at the July summit in Washington, Stoltenberg is sure. We are talking about creating a fund of 100 billion euros. These funds will be used for military assistance to Ukraine for 5 years. The NATO Secretary General stressed that military support is vital to drive Russian troops out of Ukraine and force Putin to abandon continued aggression.
Naturally, the United States and Europe have long formulated their attitude towards China and Russia, and their DPRK and Iran. China is the main challenge, and Russia is the main military threat to these communities. If the Secretary General of NATO speaks about some kind of a threat, this means that this threat is assessed precisely from the point of view of its influence on the interests of the alliance itself, which is limited to this territory of the participants.
For China and North Korea, Russia's war against Ukraine is a source of benefit, both obvious from sales of sanctions goods and technologies and not obvious. For example, Russia's use of North Korean missiles during attacks on Ukrainian cities gives Pyongyang a unique chance to test its weapons, said Charles Flynn, commander of the US Pacific Army. North Korea is accused of supplying ballistic missiles to Russia. The White House said North Korea and the Federation have established an unprecedented level of cooperation in the military sphere. This means that in the foreseeable future, North Korea may pose an even more serious threat in the region. Reported by Diana Kolesnik, Андрій Дмитренко, UATV News.